Welcome back everyone to the Project Nodenium server. Today we are starting out in front of the build that we finished at the end of the last episode, and I am really happy with how it turned out. In fact, this harbor as a whole is starting to come together very nicely. In today's episode, I have two different projects that I want to work on. One project is rather small. The other will be rather large, and the large build is going to require collecting up a lot of blocks that are rather hard to find and a little bit deadly. But before we get to that, we need to do a couple of things. First up, we need to collect up these shulker boxes and take them back to our storage room. The second thing that we need to do is mend up our tools by trading with all of the villagers, which has the added bonus of giving us a bunch of quartz. And having a lot of quartz is going to be important for the first project that we are going to work on. Ever since I built the room to be able to trade with all of the villagers to get quartz, I've been doing a lot of trading. In fact, we can take a look at the statistics and see that I've traded with villagers 45,000 times. That's a lot of trading. And because I've been doing all of that trading, I have a lot of quartz all saved up. I mean, I've got this chest, I've got this chest, I have this chest, I have this chest, and all of these shulker boxes as well. Now, the majority of the quartz is going to go into our main project for this season, but we do have a little bit of extra quartz, and there's something that we could do with that. And what are we going to do with it? We are going to open up a shop so that we can be able to sell it and hopefully make some diamonds. So let's get some things together to be able to build a shop. For the shop, I don't exactly have a plan for what we are going to be building, but I do have some ideas of things I want to try. So in these shulker boxes, we've got some blocks that we can use to be able to work on the build, and I think we are all set to go. So about episode 3 or 4, we built this shop right here, and we are going to be adding to it to have the quartz shop. And I think we should do something over here to be able to connect it up with the rest of the area a little bit better. Currently, we have two shops over here, the skulk shop, where we sell skulk blocks, and the purple shard, where we sell amethyst blocks. And it's been a little while since I've checked, so let's see if we have any sales. Nope. Ooh, nice. And what about down here? Nope. Ooh, there we go. But it doesn't look like there are any sales in those. 15 diamonds isn't too bad though. For the shop that we are going to be building, it's going to go in this spot right over here. And I think what we are going to do is fill in most of this space, which I guess means I have to remove my reserve stock for the skulk block. But we have a lot of space to work with in here. I've been doing a little bit of measuring, and I think I have a plan for how to use the space in here. For the pillars over here, we have them spaced out so that there's 3 blocks in between. And that continues all the way along here, which means we aren't going to be going all the way up against this back wall. There will be a gap here, but for the spacing of the pillars, that works a lot better than having it go all the way up against the wall. Now I need to come up with an idea for what to do with the floor. So what if we were to take these quartz stairs and put them in a square like this? We would have a space here in the middle, and we could put a copper block there. That might look pretty interesting. Let's place the copper block there, and there. All right. Now I just need something to go in the middle. We could fill in the space in between with the copper blocks. I think that looks pretty interesting. Yeah, I think that works. What doesn't work are these stone blocks here. They need to get replaced with the copper as well. I wonder how high we should make the walls here. We could try going up 5. Is that a good height? I think that's a good height. For the walls, we have a little bit of a challenge. With the exterior wall, we can't do anything to change that, and we don't want it to show through into the shop. So we have to fit everything to cover it up in between these pillars without making it look really flat. So I've been testing out using the pillars along the top and then filling in the bottom and the middle area with these stairs right here. And that leaves a nice little 2-gap space that we could do something more with. I tried adding in these quartz pillars to make up the ceiling, but I don't like it at all. It just is too small. I feel really crowded. We need to do something different. See, now this is a much better ceiling height. To fill in the space between the quartz blocks, one thing I want to try are these dark oak stairs. I think they might be able to work pretty well. Yeah, I think that's going to work too. So to fill in the space in between, I think what we're going to use are the spruce trapdoors. They work pretty well to cover up the wall. And then for this space, we are going to put in the barrels along here, and then we'll put the trapdoors along the top. And we are getting in the basics for the shop. There is a few more things that we need to add just to make it feel a little bit more alive, and to add some light, because this torch right here just can't stay. And the shop is finally finished. The countertop stone store is now open. And we can go inside and take a look at the store. We've got some barrels and chiseled bookshelves over in this corner. We've got the barrels with all of the stock in it right over here. And I used these to disguise where I could put some light here, so that way this corner is lit up. And over here, you can see we've got some light behind these trapdoors. I think over in this corner. Nope. There we are, right here. And then over around here on the outside, we've got these blocks of quartz just to signify that this is a quartz shop. And it's like these were shipments that came in for the shop to be able to go and get opened. And then over on this side, we have a railing made out of grindstones and chains, which I think is a nice, simple little design. And then I've connected up the path to this side here. And then over here, I also added in the path to connect up with the lower level as well. But now this side of the dock doesn't look quite so unfinished, and we are all connected up with the paths for the rest of the shopping district. But now it's time to pick everything up and head back to our base, because we still have a big project to do and a lot to do to get ready for it. The big project that we are going to be working on today is building a nether portal, which you probably saw in the thumbnail. But for this nether portal, we have to do something special, because right now on the server, we are doing a little competition to see who can build the best nether portal. And right now, my nether portal is not going to be winning any competition. So I've come up with a design for a nether portal that is going to be much better, but it will require collecting a lot of blocks, including one block, which is very challenging to get because it can only be found in a bastion. I am of course referring to Gilded Blackstone, which is one of the best looking blocks in the game. For the nether portal, we are going to need almost 10 stacks worth of Gilded Blackstone, and right now, I only have a little over 2. So this is going to require visiting a lot of bastions. I'm going to get a few things together so that I can try to survive, and then we're going to set out and collect as much Gilded Blackstone as we can find. Gotta get my daily slime. I think I'm all set to get started. I've got some potions of regeneration and some potions of fire resistance. I've also got my netherite chestplate. Now all I need is a bastion. The first bastion I came across had already been raided, so I wasn't able to get very much Gilded Blackstone, but we got 19. Bastion number 2, 33. Bastion number 3, 39. Bastion number 4, 44. Bastion number 5, 3¼ stacks. And if you're wondering how I got so much on this bastion, I decided to do something a little bit different than what I'd been doing before. In the previous bastions, I was just collecting the Gilded Blackstone that I could see. In this bastion, I decided to do a little strip mining in the foundation, and I was able to collect so much more Gilded Blackstone that I think this is what I'm going to do from now on. For bastion number 6, I only got 58, and I think that was because the foundation on this one wasn't very big. And with bastion number 7, we have 2 stacks and 20. And that is the last amount of Gilded Blackstone that we are going to have to collect, and I am so glad to be done because that took 5 hours to get all of that. Now I just need to figure out which way to go to get home. In addition to the Gilded Blackstone, we also were able to get a lot of Blackstone, which is good because I was thinking I would have to go out and buy some, but not anymore. I've gone through my storage and collected up all of the blocks that we are going to need that I already have, and all of those blocks are now in these shulker boxes. But there are a few blocks that I don't have, and we are going to need to go to the shopping district, and hopefully I'll be able to buy them. First up, we're going to need to get some crying obsidian, and we can get 3 stacks for 1 diamond. Then we are going to need some verdant frog lights, and we can get 2 for a diamond. And finally, we are going to need some purple glass, and we can get 3 stacks for 1 diamond. We're going to need 6, and we'll put in 2 diamonds there as well. With everything collected up, we can now get started with the building. So let's get going. And the Nether portal is all completed up, and I've connected up the portal to the overworld, so it'll be easy for us to get back. I also went through and took out the old portal, so that way we don't get stuck going back to the old place. But the portal in the overworld is now in a new location, and it's a little bit further away from where the old portal used to be. I guess that means we will just have to build a structure for another portal in the overworld as well. Just not today, because we have already spent a lot of time on this episode, and that is about all the time that we have. And I still need to get my entry submitted, and hopefully we will be able to win the competition. But it's going to be a challenge, because I've been flying around as I've been working on the episode and seen some of the different nether portals that are being built, and they look really good. In the next episode, we will take a look at some of them and hopefully have the results for who won. But for now, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And until next time, see you later.